In the heart of the vast savanna, under the warm African sun, lived a little lion cub named Leo. Unlike his brothers and sisters, who were always roaring and wrestling, Leo was a bit different. He had the biggest heart, but the softest roar. Sometimes, the other cubs would tease him. "You're not a lion, you're a little mouse," they'd say. Leo would just lower his head, his tiny mane barely covering his ears, and wish his roar was as mighty as a thunderstorm. One sunny afternoon, Leo's father, the king of the pride, gathered all the young cubs. "It's time for the roaring contest," he announced, his voice booming across the plains. "The cub with the loudest, most powerful roar will be named the Prince of the Pride for a day." All the cubs cheered, puffing out their chests, all except Leo. He felt a familiar knot of fear in his tummy. A roaring contest. That was his worst nightmare. As the days went by, Leo tried his best. He'd go off by himself, take a deep breath, and try to roar. But all that came out was a squeaky little mew. He watched his brother, Rory, practice. Rory's roar was already impressive, shaking the leaves on the acacia trees. Leo felt smaller than ever. He thought about just hiding on the day of the contest. Maybe no one would even notice he was gone. That evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, Leo's mother found him sitting alone by a waterhole, watching his reflection. "What's troubling you, my little one?" she asked, nuzzling him gently. "I can't roar, Mom," Leo whispered, a tear rolling down his furry cheek. "Everyone will laugh at me. I'm not brave like Dad or Rory." His mother smiled warmly. "Leo," she said, her voice as soft as the evening breeze, "bravery isn't just about having the loudest roar. True bravery is about facing your fears, no matter how small you feel. It's about having courage in your heart, not just in your voice." She looked him in the eyes. "Your heart is the biggest and bravest I've ever known. That's your real strength." Her words echoed in Leo's mind. The next day he didn't go off to practice his roar. Instead, he met a wise old owl named Hoot. Hoot was known for his wisdom. "Hoot," Leo asked, "how can I be brave if I'm afraid?" Hoot blinked his large, round eyes. "Fear is like a shadow, little one," he hooted softly. "It's always there when you stand in the sun. The only way to make it shrink is to stand up tall and face the light." Leo didn't fully understand, but he felt a little spark of hope. The night before the contest, a huge storm rolled in. Thunder crashed and lightning lit up the sky. All the cubs huddled together, scared. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck an old baobab tree near their den, and a fire started, trapping a little monkey baby on a high branch. The monkey's mother shrieked in terror, but the fire was too fierce for anyone to get close. The adult lions were busy trying to create a firebreak, roaring to warn other animals. The other cubs were frozen in fear. But Leo saw the baby monkey, crying and scared, surrounded by flames. He remembered his mother's words, "True bravery is about having courage in your heart." He thought of Hoot's advice, "Stand up tall and face the light." Without another thought, Leo sprang into action. He was small, so he could dart and weave through the burning grass where the bigger lions couldn't go. His heart was pounding, not with fear, but with a powerful determination he had never felt before. He found a small, wet patch of mud and rolled in it, coating his fur to protect himself from the heat. He then scrambled up the tree, his small claws digging into the bark. The smoke stung his eyes and the heat was intense, but he kept his eyes on the baby monkey. "It's okay," he squeaked, his voice barely audible over the crackling flames. "I'm here to help you." He gently nudged the baby monkey onto his back and carefully, slowly, began to climb back down. When he reached the ground, he raced away from the fire and delivered the baby safely to its mother. The whole pride had stopped to watch. They were speechless. As the rain from the storm finally started to put out the fire, Leo stood there, covered in soot and mud, panting. He had done it. The next morning, the sun rose on a quiet, damp savanna. The roaring contest was forgotten. Leo's father approached him, his eyes filled with pride. He didn't say a word. He simply bowed his head to his small son. Then, all the other lions, including his brother Rory, bowed their heads too. "Leo," his father said, his voice thick with emotion, Yesterday, you showed us what true bravery is. It isn't about the volume of your roar, but the size of your courage. You are the bravest lion I know." He then turned to the pride. "There will be no roaring contest today. We already have our Prince of the Pride." All the animals cheered, a sound louder than any roar, and in that moment, Leo felt a new strength bubble up inside him. He stood up tall, took the deepest breath he had ever taken, and let out a roar. It wasn't the loudest roar on the savannah, not by a long shot, but it was clear, strong, and full of a confidence he never knew he had. It was the roar of a truly brave little lion. From that day on, no one ever teased Leo about his roar again. They knew that true strength comes from the heart. Thank you so much for watching Leo's story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more tales of courage and adventure. See you next time!